Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing on this great Friday morning? It is a glorious day. I'm in a great mood this morning. A lot better than yesterday's. Mr. Ed, Mr. B. Shady, Mr. Pete. Pretty soon, I'm sure Mr. Drummer will pop in just any second. Hope y'all are doing great this Friday. I weathered the storms last night. There were some more storms in my area. I think it kind of went right over me, but we didn't have any issues, so that's good. Still addicted. Good morning, sir. Have you done the nub delete to the Cortex yet? Still addicted? I was curious if you'd taken off that little nub like everybody else has to make it where it would drop shut like you like closing it. My first question for the chat of the day. Oh, you made a tutorial video? Cool. Hadn't seen that one yet. I'll have to check it out. I know another guy posted on Reddit a video where he did it. I sold a couple knives yesterday and purchased a knife last night. But let's get into what I carried last night. We can get that over with. In my front pocket and all day yesterday, I carried the unnamed. So yeah, this a lot of people. I don't know why people don't like this blade shape. I don't know. It's kind of like a hybrid between the Evo and a pirate blade. Some people don't like it. You either like it or you don't. This knife got quite a bit of use yesterday, though. And I love this solid thunk it makes when you open it. It's a really comfortable knife. Good morning, Nick. So I had that in the front pocket. And then I grabbed this off the table to carry in my back pocket because it's nice and slim. That is the Wee Beacon with the mirror polished edge. That thing is something else as far as sharp. Can't get the light to hit it, but there you go. It hit it for a second, but definitely got a mirror polished edge on that one. And as I was using this last night, I realized it's got really good drop shut. Just like a lot of Wees. I took one of my 90 knife cases with me last night to work, my nice one. And I got to thinking about how much money I've spent on knives, and good God. I kind of wanted to keep that case close to me when I took it to work last night because there's 90 knives in there, and let's say on average, that's not what I paid for them, but let's say on average they were all $200. If my math is right, that's $18,000 worth of knives in that case, which is kind of wild. First I thought, is it $1,800? And then I was like, wait, no, that would just be 9 knives. So I guess you add a zero on that, but it's pretty wild how much money you can spend on knives rather quickly. So I'm glad I sold a couple yesterday. I sold my Vero Neuron 2 to a guy in the UK. I haven't lost money on any knife I've sold so far. I guess that's because I always bargain down a little bit. So I didn't lose money on it, which is good. And he paid the $28 shipping that it takes to send to the UK. So that's cool. And then I had another guy message me out of the blue on Reddit asking me if I would sell him my Benchmade clone, Adira. I think it's the Water Series Adira. And so I was like, yeah, I will, but here's a link that you can buy it for $24. And he was like, well, I don't want to wait on shipping. If I'll give you 30 if you'll sell me yours. And I was like, okay. And he was like, and you think you can get it shipped out today? And I was like, yes, sir. He said, well, I'll give you 35 if you can ship it out today. So I ended up making $11 on that. Kind of weird. Morning, TC Blades. Morning, South Paul Carey. All right, still addicted. Off to work you go. Go make that money. Thanks for popping in. So I sold those two. And then the one I bought is Doc Seuss. Good morning. Nick would be proud of the one I bought. I ended up buying a ProTech. I got a TR3 Integrity. And it is actually this knife right here with the reptile scales on it. It is a manual TR3 Integrity. From the clones I've handled, I really like the way ProTechs feel. I like the fact it's got a super deep carry clip. Everything about it looks... I like the swedge on the back. It'll give it more strength and piercing. I like the action on it. And most of all, I like the price on it. So, end up getting a killer deal on it. And the action looks good on it. So, I'm excited to have a real one finally. So, yeah. Can't beat that. I got it for $150. I think they are like $255 new. With that pattern scales. So I got it for $150. It's a decent price. He had it listed at $175 and I offered him $150 and he took it. So that's cool. I've got a clone Runt 5 Be Shady, and it feels really good too. All my ProTech clones feel super nice. Some of the best clones, you know, that made me realize I knew I would like a real one, so that's why I ended up buying a real one. I'm going to start selling off all those clones anyway and pick up the knives that I liked. Main reason I got the clones was to see what I would like and what I wouldn't like, and then buy the real ones if I liked them. So that has happened with the ProTech now, so I can start getting rid of those. So yeah, I almost bought a Benchmade, but the guy would not take my price. He started off listing it for $250, and then he dropped it down to $200. And I told him if he didn't get any interest on it, that I would buy it for $150. But I don't think he'll go that low. But it would have been my second real Benchmade. I've got an Osborne. It is a Benchmade Freak. And I love the Freak. And it has an aftermarket set of a clip on it. Here's actual pictures of it. It's that version Freak. And it actually has, yeah, it has that aftermarket clip. I forgot the brand he said, but it's a deep carry clip. But yeah, I would buy that for $150. But I like the matching red liners and the clip. So that's pretty cool. I sent those to Pete last night. I'm using his Instagram as my source of the images. Good morning, Dalton. SW Warney. Where's the SW? Kind of lost at the moment with the SW. I guess it's time that we get into the drop point like we do every Friday. See what we got to look forward to this week on it. Get it brought up here. Oh, Stonewashed, Warney, and Mac. Oh, the Runt 5. Is that what you're still talking about? Yeah, I thought we were talking about a different knife, and that's why I was confused. Maybe you're talking about the Freak? No? Guess you're still talking about the Runt. But you might be talking about a Freak. Who knows? Guess we'll figure out in 30 seconds from now. But anyway, let's go over to the drop point. 4-3-25. Yeah, I'm in a great mood this morning. I don't know why. I guess partly because, you know, I love meeting together in the mornings with you guys. Makes my day start off great. I love the fact that we're doing good enough that we got some haters. They've increased my watch hours by a ton. I don't know if you saw my post on my YouTube, but from the free publicity they've given me, my watch hours have gone up from, I've had 1.1 thousand watch hours this last 28 days, and that's 802 more than usual, which is super cool. So please keep stroking my ego and mentioning me. So that put me in a good mood. Good morning, drummer. Yeah, so I like the fact my channel's growing steadily. So let's see what we got first. Coming up in a couple of days, we got a company I like, Golden Design Works, with the Subcaliber. Oh yeah, I like that one. I love the way they offer it in two colors, smoke and sky, and then they offer it in knurled and dimpled. They always have two different patterns. So you can get two different colors and two different patterns. And that's how they do their knives. Yeah, I really like that one. Their OEM is Bestech. Let's see what kind of blade steel. We got Magna Cut. Glass blasted and anodized or DLC coated on the scales. I think Drummer got his giveaway knife yesterday. In fact, I know he did. So that's super cool. I'm interested to hear what he thinks about it. This is the Golden Design Works standard that I've got. Another one of their cool knives. But you can see the color and the pattern of those dimples. Yeah, this is one of theirs that I have. A nice deep carry clip on it. Super great action on it. I picked this one up when I bought 4 from the same guy, and I love all 4 of them. That's the If he does order one, tell him to use my code, drummer, so he can save 10% and I can get credit. So they'll know I got some people looking at them. I mean, you don't have to, but it'd be nice. The code is just Alchemy10 if he goes to their website. Links are in all my descriptions, all my videos, on my lives. It's just odenwolf.us. The code is Alchemy10. But anyway, enough of that. So yeah, I like the way that subcaliber looks. Wonder what the pricing will be on it. I don't know if they have that yet, but fusion lock. Aha, so it's a frame lock with a button. Nice. Minimal and clean branding. We like that too. Yeah, I like the way that lock operates, the frame lock. That'll be nice. Curious what the price is going to be. I don't guess they have it listed yet. Oh yeah, they do. Duh. $319 for the standard one. Then they got a limited edition and a storm fat carbon. It's a cool knife. A little on the pricey side, but they do have great quality knives. I can attest to that. I like the way it's got the flipper and the front flipper and the... Yeah, I like the style of it. The nugget from them. Oh yeah. That is a nice knife. Front flipper and thumb studs. 154 cm. Yeah, that's a cool little knife too. All right, let's see. Rosecraft, which is another one of those budget brands I'm gonna eventually try. If I can talk myself into getting one without a clip that goes into your pocket. Kind of reminds me of the little Boy Scout knives we were talking about yesterday. So I guess their new one is this one. It seems they have a new one every week. Savage Creek gun stock. Yeah, that's this one. They have a new $60 knife every week, it seems. I guess you can just keep pumping them out. If they sell, they sell. All right. Next, we got a exclusive hedgehog from QSP. Saw cut titanium. Okay. I guess I kind of like that pattern. It's kind of random. Guess that's why they call it the saw cut. The box is kind of fruity looking with the exclusive hedgehog branding. The Olatans T065. Okay, we'll look at it in just a second. I like Olatans. Let's see, what do we got on size here? Hollow ground S90V, 2.91 inches. Is it a half stop? Yes, so it's a slip joint. I wasn't sure about that, but the fact it doesn't have a clip makes it another one of those knives that I probably won't purchase. It does have a lanyard hole, but that doesn't do me any good in my pocket. I just feel like it would get scratched up too much falling down in my pocket with everything else. Oh, look, here's the TR3 Integrity that I just bought. It's $270, not $255, so huh. I don't guess I didn't get the DLC one though, so maybe it was $255 for the version I got. But $150 is still a good price. That's not even the dragon pattern. Whoops. Malibu. Yeah, that dragon pattern was a exclusive DLT exclusive, I think. Not dragon, but reptile. Protect TR3 Integrity Reptile. Yeah, $255 for the one I got. It's always nice saving $100 on a knife. The guy was the original owner, and he said he hadn't used it, so kind of looked that way. All right, TRM with the Bulldog again. I believe we saw that one last week. The Olatans. Here we go. Let's go look at that Olatans. Oh yeah, I see why they sold out. They dropped $40 off the price. And that is my style knife. You are completely right, Pete. You got me nailed. Love that milling. Love the blade shape. Love the plain look of the handle. Love everything about it. Great little looking knife. It even says bowler next to the M390. Kind of funny. Yeah, that's a cool knife. I have to keep an eye out for one of those on Knife Swap, Pete. Thank you. Imagine, did they not sell this one on Amazon? Because they sell a lot of their stuff on Amazon. It doesn't look like it. All they have is their little razor. I said laser. Razor ones on Amazon, I guess. Yep, not there. Oh well. That's a super cool looking knife. 15090. What is that? Is that a zip code? Yeah, TC, I really like that Olatans too. It'll be T065 will be a pretty easy term to put on Knife Swap cert. I mean, my alerts shouldn't give me any cross-reference alerts. Oh, I wanted to show y'all something. A few things, actually. 7 years ago, something sold with that number T065. Wow, that's funny. 7 years ago. And the number on it right there is T065. Mass drop. Weird. That shows you how far back Knife Swap goes and how good the search works. Oh yeah. So Jufool has made improvements to the 8 that he released, and he put a longer back lock on it. The Snex lock, the Shark lock, the one that came with the 8 didn't have enough where you could get your finger on it. You had to like stick your fingernail down in there. So he's making changes and improving stuff. And he made the back lock on it where you can reach it now with your finger. So that's cool. I like the fact he's doing improvements. He's listening to the community and their feedback and kind of changing it, make it a little nicer. Which brings me to another thing I wanted to show y'all real quick before we get back into the drop. And that is the fact that I found a bunch of stuff on Amazon that shouldn't be on Amazon. Pete, just so you know that there's a place called knifegeeks.io. Maybe it's not Knife Geeks. Let's see. It's called knifegeek.io. And it is it's a free knife search engine. And you can set up alerts on it. But like if I type in ProTech right here, you can click this Reddit, and it's got these 5 Reddit sales groups built into this. And you can go to Knife Swap right here, and it will show you the latest postings on Knife Swap and how 23 minutes ago, 26 minutes ago, and it breaks it down. And these guys created a script to go pull all the info from Knife Swap, and you can add alerts in here too. So I don't know if you see over there to the top right, it says add alert. So you can hit add alert, and you can set it to all knife subreddits or just Knife Swap. And then it'll send you an email with the alert whenever they pop up. And this is a free one that I should have told you about when I told you about that other app. But this one's pretty cool too, because you can search right here on the page instead of having to go to Knife Swap. And it shows you everything like Machine Wise, Sonora. And if you click on it, it takes you to the post. And you can look at the pictures. There's the Machine Wise Sonora that he's selling. $550 for that one. But yeah, this site is called knifegeek.io. And you click Reddit at the top, and you can pick those 5 Reddit subgroups. All right, cool. Back to what I was talking about. So I found some links on Amazon that shouldn't be there. Hold on, let's see. So check out what I found on Amazon. Pretty wild. This is the first one. Nope, that's not it. Sorry. Whoops. Let's go back. This is the first one. So now Amazon is selling straight up the factor clones right on Amazon. This is the $40 one that has crappy blade steel. I believe it's VG10 on this one. Then the next one is the nicer version. No, this one has real VG10. The other one has like 9CR. But they're selling them straight up on Amazon. You can get 3 different colors. Pretty wild what's going on. Then you got all the Chris Reeve clones right on Amazon. Clone game is getting wild. Whoops, y'all can't see that. My bad. Here's the first one again. Factor, $40 Factor clone. Here's the second one. This is right on Amazon. VG10 Factor clone. Then we got the Chris Reeve. Then we got the $65 version with the Tanto or the clip point. Then we've got the inlaid version with the hand rub satin blade. Pretty wild. I don't know how Amazon allows this. That's another one. And lastly but not least, we got this one in 4 different versions. So pretty wild what's popping up on Amazon. Good morning, William. Good morning, Scott. But pretty wild what they're posting on Amazon now. Let me see. Let me get back to the drop point now. That was just something I found over the night. But yeah, I really like that knife, Pete. Let me bookmark that so I'll have a reference to look back. Knife swap. All right, back to the drop point. Bulldog Tactile has the Ranger and Techno Carbon. Purple Techno Carbon, Vintage Micarta. Wow, I didn't put much in there. Just a little splash. Why would you even... I don't know. I don't get it. Some things with knives nowadays, I just don't understand. Do y'all understand why they use that little bit of an inlay? Do you look at that and be like, oh man, that's super cool? It's got a place that my thumb will cover up when I hold it of purple Techno Carbon. I don't get it. Some knife designs and me just don't make sense. Love the company, love a lot of their stuff, but that's just something silly to me. And they got two different versions. Like, I don't know, $350. It's whose logo and crest? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's silly. Jared, it's designed by Jared Oser, but you're saying it's TJ's symbol? Like, why is it designed by one guy with another guy's symbol on it? Weird. Is that the guy that runs Tactile? I don't know. Yeah, it's weird looking. All right. Back to the list. Arcane with the Necronaut V3. We've already seen that one. We saw that one at Blade Show too. I like some of their knives. They're pretty wild though. And I like that fixed blade. I like what they're doing. Something different. Got to have a company like them. I hope they just stick with it though and keep making kind of wild stuff. Keep that as their niche. All right. Next we got Curtis Custom Knife, the F3 variants. F3 compact, medium, medium slicer, hollow grind. I like that knife okay. Kind of short and chunky looking. But it's not short. 3.5-inch blade. Let's go look at the Warney version. Well, why did oh, medium Warney? So the medium is 3.5 inches. So what is the full size? Yeah, it's kind of chunky looking. Like even when it's closed, looks like it'd be kind of thick in your pocket. Yeah, we've looked at the Archer before, Nick. I like tactile overall. Medium. What is the difference between the compact, medium? All right, so the medium was 3.5. This is 2.5, and that one really looks chunky. Yeah, I guess you can go from those super thin like knives we looked at yesterday to like super chunky, and then in between is kind of where I fall. Not my thing either. Yeah, that's super pricey, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty close to be. They are customs pretty much. It's called Curtis Custom Knives, so I don't think they're OEM'd by anybody. I'm pretty sure they're made by him. That's why they're that price. All right, let's see what Ben's Bites Bond Knives. Is that burl wood? Maple burl wood? Let's see. Yep. Ammonia, Amboina burl. Amboina. That's some pretty wood. Pretty cool looking little knife too. The crossbar lock is kind of big. The studs on it. Yeah, those studs are kind of big on the crossbar lock, but beautiful burl wood. I like how the blade window follows the lines of the knife. And I like how it's got that big front finger choil. Yeah, cool knife. Another pricey one, 400. There's only one left. Go grab it if you want it. Let's see, Vero with the Isotope Mini, which I believe is a integral. Yep, it is. M390 flat grind. Cool knife. They pop up pretty regularly on Knife Swap, so if you're looking, don't get one brand new unless you just really have to. I like that darker one better than the lighter one, I think. I don't know. Probably like the light one. Cool little knife for sure. Mr. Vero's doing his thing. Seems like I almost bought another. Oh, the guy just sent me the money for that guy in the UK. I'll deal with that after the stream. Sorry, I'm just replying real quick to him. So he knows that I'm not ignoring him. He didn't give me his name yesterday, so I just saw his name come through on the PayPal. So I need to know who to address it to. All right, done with that. Let's see. Next is the Olamic prototypes. This is their table where they sell the stuff that didn't sell at shows, I guess. Which is a pretty smart idea. They got a few left of their customs. Which one do we like the best out of those four? Maybe this gold and blue one? Wayfarer? I love how Olamic makes so many different models of their knives. They are pricey, and you pay. I like how it's got the adjustable thumb stud or the blade hole, huh? Different blade versions. Why is it showing different pictures for this one when all you can buy is this one? Number 208M. Yeah, I think I like that one, but I kind of like this one too. A little bit. What does the clip side look like? I like that texture on it. I like that backspacer a lot. That backspacer is pretty sick. So is that inlay piece on the, I guess it's on the clip side. Love how you can get all the different blade shapes too. Huh. Oh, is that the edge of the clip that I'm seeing? What am I seeing on the side there that I can't see in any other picture? No, that's not on the clip side. Oh, that's that stripe going down the side. But at the top, it looks different, I guess. Kind of weird. It's got some color in the top part of it. Good morning, JD. Yes, Sonora makes a bunch of different models of theirs too. Yeah, I like their blade shapes. I like that one. Let's see, which one do I like the best? I mean, that one's pretty cool. I don't know, they're all pretty cool, but kind of like that one, but recurve. I don't know. I like them all. Olamic, I will own a Olamic. I almost bought one from a buddy. Same guy I bought that Golden Design Works standard from. It's on the table. He had a... Well, which one did he have? Which model? He had the... let's see... Yeah, it's on their main site. This Olamic table, I believe, is where they... Pretty sure it's where they sell the stuff that doesn't sell. He had a... The one I almost bought was a... Busker. I almost bought a Busker from him. One of these, but I didn't. I could have got a really good deal on it. But like I said, I love how they make all different kinds of versions. So if you can't find one, and I love how they post all their pictures. Like, if you've never looked at the Olamic website, you should. Because it's a bunch of eye candy, and you can get a lot of designs for like what you might want to do to a custom knife. Anything from any kind of texture to any kind of patterning to any kind of color combinations. I I don't know. I got a lot of respect for what this company does. And like I said, they'll let you build your own any kind of way you want. And I believe if you're going to have a custom knife company, have it like this, where you have the designs, you let people pick their blades, let them pick all their, everything they want, and then it's a good business model. I like the whippersnapper. They have a ton of different versions of it too. I would want one just kind of plain like that, but that's just my thing. A lot of people would want something, with holes and Damascus, but yeah, the art that goes into these knives is something else. So go check them out sometime if you haven't. All right, back to where we were. The Unto, I believe we saw that one last week. Sever 7, you like the Rainmaker? Good morning, by the way. Let me go back and check out the Rainmaker since I didn't see your comment until I was done. Rainmaker knives, folding knives. Rainmaker. Yeah, that's one of those more long and sleek knives. There's my style of it without the holes. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. That one's super clean. Don't want the holes. That one has one hole. It's kind of wild. That one has, yeah, there's one totally, I mean, I don't like that lightning anode. There's a plain one. I don't know why I like plain so much, but it's my thing. That one's okay. I guess with the little stripe. Another lightning anode one. I like that textured handle. Like that one. That's pretty clean. Alright, cool. Thanks, Sever 7. Yeah, we saw the Unto last week. Hypercut Cretan. We got some Cretans. TC sent a link. Oh yeah, Rob Johnson. I had his listed on my want to buy list for one of his knives too. We'll look at it in a second. In fact, let me click on it. It'll open in the browser. Yeah. Rob Johnson makes some nice knives. I forgot the model that he made that I was looking at. I think it might have been the Cypress, but it wasn't. It was more of a plain looking one. I'm sure he makes a bunch of different versions. I saw one on, well, there you go. Knife Swap. It might have been the Cedar though, now that I think about it. Because I really do like that. Yeah, good call. All right, the Cretan. That's another one with a bunch of holes in it. I guess it looks all right. That blade is kind of funky. Heck of a grind on that blade. Wow. It's a lot of blade. There's things I like about that knife. I like the little different shaped holes at least, and the pivot surround is all right. A little different. Blade grind's cool. Not sure I like how it goes up real high in the front. Gaming sandals. You got the day off? That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm in a great mood today too. Gaming sandals. What about the Smock Spyderco? Oh, that one kind of looks like it. Yeah, those honeycomb scales are kind of odd. They're cool, I guess. You got to have holes, at least have some patterning to them. Yeah, I like how he lets you pick all the blade steel, and he's another one of those guys that does customs right, I guess. And then let's see, Gavco. Yeah, the Mako is finally about to come out. $12.50 shipped. Wow, the drop point has some pretty pricey knives on it. Speaking of Gavco, I've still got that thresher for sale. I need to post it for sale. $100 can be yours. Odenwolf Knives. Oh, you're giving your dad a gift today, Pete? That's awesome. What kind of knife you giving your pops? Let's look at the Space Monkey Particle since Gaming Sandals mentioned it. Oh yeah, that's super clean. What is the price on that thing? Who OEMs it? I've got lots of questions. Why is the website copywritten in 2021? Is this knife long sold out and would be a prime candidate for knife swap? Lots of questions. So we're going to go to knife swap and type in particle. Oh, that reminds me. I bought some. Wait a minute. I bought something else, including some stropping compound. And I totally forgot I bought. Did I buy a knife from that guy too? Wow. I forgot. He had an add-on for some, yeah. What did I buy? Oh, yeah, the TS-195 that I bought. I grabbed some diamond emulsion strop stuff. I got 4 syringes of it. 1,000, 3,000, 6,000, and 8,000. That reminded me of that, though. I'm not seeing that knife pop up, though. Maybe it's new. Gaming Sandals, let's see. Oh, over $1,000. Pete got his dad. Sever 7, you're going to buy the thresher? All right. You got him a pyrite aluminum frag. White Mountain Knives. Let's go look at that. White Mountain. Did you use our code? No, I'm just joking. I know I could, if you bought it from them, I know I can trust that you used the code. Which one did we get? Did we get the aluminum frag? All right. Let's see. Titanium. Did I miss it? No. Hold on. Pyrite. Exclusive. There we go. This one right here. Did you get him the mini? Did you say that? No, that's not a mini. I mean, you didn't say mini. Maybe they got the... Okay, here we go. Right here. Nope, you said thumb studs. I think. All right, finally getting there. There it is. Is that it, Pete? I think I found it finally. Let's see. Yeah, gaming sandals. I feel you. I forget what I bought too. A lot of times. That TS 195 has been like looping in transit. It's another one of those weird ones that it's not going to ever make it here. It's stuck in Mormon land right now at the moment. Utah, Salt Lake City. It says it's supposed to be here tomorrow, but I don't believe it because it's one of those ones that says in transit to next facility. Moving along on the network. Yeah, that reminds me of that frack that I got that I need to get rid of. I got that brand new CJRB frack with that pattern. I need to post it for sale too. I need to post all kinds of stuff for sale. I need a secretary. Good God. Yeah, I've got that brand new CJRB frack with the same looking patterns. Aluminum, CJRB, or steel. Maybe it's steel. Yeah, I think it is steel, maybe. Yeah, I got that one. Brand new, I need to get rid of. Somebody could have it for cheap too, like $35, $40, $35, $40 with shipping. uh, yeah, $40 with shipping seems fair. I think I don't know what's the Amazon price on it. Let's see. Amazon. Yeah, $40 seems fair. If you pay 70 plus tax, it's brand new, never been used. Yeah, Ed, I saw you had one too. Um, I need to. What kind of clip? Just another CJRB. Yeah, that clip does look a little flimsy, but I don't even know where that knife is. I think it's in one of those bags. I think it's lost with the other uh, chamois that I can't find in a trash bag with some pouches. All right, let's sidetracked a little bit, but that's fine. That's what we're here for. Looking at what everybody's got. Yeah, that particle space monkey might be an easier way to find that one. You're right. Let me see real quick. Let me just see what space monkey. There's the propulsion for $1,000. Well, that's pretty wild. I don't know that that might be the top one though that he sold. He said he had two hyper mammoth tooth scales. Yeah, that's the top one. I don't know why he doesn't have pics for both of them. Oh, weird. Space monkey. Let's see. Mass knife cell. Riot, Southern Grind, Bad Monkey. Uh, We house down payment. Let's see. Shamwari. Space Monkey. Yeah, I don't see. Must not be many of them out there. Yeah, that's a true grail. All right, where are we back at the drop point? Here we go. We got some book spots. Okay. It's a decent price on that knife, $269. Magna Cut and Bead Blast titanium. Bead Blast has been popping up everywhere since we talked about it the other day. Super clean on those scales. That's a cool looking knife. Sever 7, yeah, that's one I didn't really jump for joy for, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. That's why we all have different tastes. I didn't like the Zyro because of, I guess because maybe it had holes in it. If I remember right. Oh, well, you're not talking about the Gareth Bull. You're talking about the, you're not talking about the bull knives. You're talking about the Wii or whatever is it Civivi or Wii? Or neither? What am I thinking about? Thinking about some other knife. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Oh, XYRO. That's what I put. Who makes that knife? Sever 7? Oh, you are talking about the Gareth Bull one? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of that new, something that's close to that. I think Wii or Civivi made. All right, Pete. Oh, then that's a cool knife. You're getting a Gareth Bull knife. Spent some money, didn't you, buddy? How much did you spend on that thing? Maybe I'm thinking of the Cairo. Cairo? Is it the Cairo? There was a knife that came out not long ago. That's not it. It's got some of those same letters. Let's see. Some of those same letters. That was a brilliant statement. Let's see. New arrivals. We just did this the other day. Maybe it's a Civivi. What was it? Maybe it was the Cairo. Cairo? I don't know. Too many knives. But it had some kind of weird shape to the scales, like, oh, you got it from secondary for much cheaper? That's always good. A lot of people, the knife I'm talking about came out about 2 months ago, and a lot of people did videos on it. And it's got could have sworn, let's see, shop, folding pocket knives, sort by new to old. I'm not going to give up till I figure this one out because it's going to drive me nuts. It's got, yeah, right there. Tyro. That's what I thought you were talking about. I didn't like that one. I like the lock and all, but I don't like all the holes in it. The Tyro, not the Zyro and not the Gyro. Yeah, that's it. We Tyro. A lot of people did videos on that knife. I knew it was a Wii. And that's a Snex lock, Snex knife all around. I would probably get, if I did get one, it would be that version probably. I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I like the knife, but I don't like all the holes. But I do like the matching hole in the blade. It kind of matches all the rest of them. It's one of those ones where I'm like borderline. Do I want to deal with some holes and get over my non-like of holes? Or it's kind of blocky and chunky looking too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still kind of torn on it. All right, back to the drop point. Did you get, is yours just a plain version like that? Do they offer different versions? Questions? Let me see here. So it looks like all of them look like that. Ah, it's made by Riot. Nice. So it's not super expensive. Oh, that's a mini. Let's see. See what they are on the secondary. Not trying to get into your business, but this one sold 14 days ago for, or listed. It hadn't sold yet. $3.99. I bet I could offer him $3.50 and he'd take it, but I don't think I'd want to pay $3.50. $300 might be a good price. Yes, Scott, I agree. It looks like girders on a bridge. It looks like that little game you play on your mobile where you build the bridges. Like you see people drawing all the little lines. That Tyro does. Yeah, I think $300 would be a decent price for that. Tell us, Sever, what did you pay? I'm just kidding. 2 months ago, let's see. Well, there's a video of it. I'm sure we can find lots of videos on YouTube of it, but there's just a down and dirty. Yeah, it's just a clean little knifey knife, huh? Made by Riot. Doesn't look like it's too hard to reverse flick. Oh, nice. You can even front flick it. Let's see. What did this one sell for? Oh, wow. $4.50. So maybe that $3.99 price is pretty good. Yeah, I would have to average some prices out to. Here's a custom Laconico Echo. That's a pretty brushed finish. Sorry, I get lost on knife swaps sometimes, and I love my Laconicos. But that one sold for $700. That's a little too much for my budget. $425 for that Zyro. So that $3.99 is probably a good price. $3.50 for yours. Yeah, that's what I said. I bet I could offer $3.50 for that guy, and he'd take it. All right, back to the drop point. See some more of these book spots. What do we got? A Purvis blades, primordial 240. I really like TKL as far as small fixed blades too. Yeah, we looked at that one. That's a cool knife. I think I bookmarked that one. Yeah, it's already in the bag. It says one item in the bag. Must have a card already started on here for that. I think I almost bought that one day when we were on stream and I didn't finish my order. If that's a top actuated liner lock, I might go ahead and finish the order. Can we see down in there and see if it is? Does it say it is? It doesn't say anywhere. Anybody know if that's the top actuated liner lock? And I think it's funny that there's guys actually sitting around making up memes of me. Like, what kind of non-life do you have to make up a meme about another guy? Especially in being stupid when the guy that started all this is an idiot, can't even use a ruler. And I took AP classes all through high school. I took 5 years of math in high school, but I'm the idiot. But I still just think it's weird. Like, what kind of life do you have if you got time to sit there and make stuff up about another guy? Pretty crazy. I don't envy that at all. I'm glad I have enough in my life that I don't even think of things like that. Like, pretty wild. But yeah, I like that knife, that primordial. I like the price of it too. Yeah, it's right up there at the top on my bookmarks. It's right there. So yeah, I almost bought that one day during stream. All right, what do we got next? Scorpion 6. Yeah, we saw those. I think a lot of these we've already seen. It happens every week with the... Yeah, that's that one we've seen like 10 times now. Yep, the Small Explorer. We just looked at that a couple days ago. That's that BMKT. The Hobbit we've seen. Sycray Limited. Yeah, all those book spots we've seen. All right, here's some upcoming drops. The PSK for $75. What is the PSK and why is it only $75? Oh, there it is. Drops today, $85. I'm going to throw my email in there. What's up with the... What's going on with that knife? There's no scales on it. Is it just... Right, Sever 7? What did UE say? What did UE say? I don't know what UE said. This was the... If you're talking about the latest meme, it was just... I guess they've got like British people joining in with the memes or something because he's not smart enough. The guy that started all this is not smart enough to even know these words that the guy used in the meme. He doesn't know what slack-jawed means or yokel. At least I got a good picture of me. They call me Cletus, which I guess Cletus McFarland. I don't know. Like I said, I could care less. They make memes about me, Scott. Like, all it does is like inflate my ego. So I don't know why they think they're like getting to me. I would love to take an IQ test against any one of them or all of them at once. Uh, and my underground buddies have been doing some work, and they ran across some girl he might know, and some other stuff about him that he probably doesn't want to get out. So I don't care though. I just think these are funny, and like all it's doing is giving me more watch time and more viewers. So keep on doing it, please. Like it made my day. Uh, and anybody that hears me talk knows I'm not stupid. So I might sound southern, but I don't sound stupid. And the same guy that started all this used to ask me questions every single day. Like he literally couldn't work a pair of calipers. Like he couldn't work a ruler. Like if I showed his chat logs, it would ruin him. Like all kinds of stuff about him messaging me drunk from the bar and talking about doing illicit substances and all kinds of stuff. So like I could ruin this guy if I released any of that. But I have other things to do. Like there's Ed showing us his frack with the titanium clip. Actually, he didn't show us the clip. Looks like he sanded down parts so his finger would fit better. Maybe. Made a little ramp. Gotta love Ed's pictures though. And that's my buddy's carry today or yesterday. Anybody know what knife that is? He might have said. Whoops. No, he didn't say. Oh yeah, there's the giveaway drummer posted. Oh, that's how it came. I haven't even looked at it. That's a Devo Lush. Thank you, drummer. Yeah, I guess I hadn't even looked at the frack enough to know what it looks like. I didn't know it had that little mark in it. That's kind of a weird little afterthought they added, huh? I guess you can see the lines go down into it, but I'm sure that helps the feel of it. All right, back to the browser. Let's see, where are we at? Bloop. There's that little $85 knife. I'm still confused about this thing. Is it just got a patina on it, I guess? Does he talk about what kind of steel? Yeah, let's see. Scandi grind with a forge finish. High carbon 1095 steel. All right then. Budget offering from Nug Knight. Suge Knight, his brother, cousin. All right, RMJ Tactical Stabby Guy. Yes, that is a stabby guy. It's got that cool clip they're using now. Or another version of that clip people are starting to put on their stuff. That is definitely a stabby thing. Almost like looks like you could yeah, I need to bust out my Canon 7D. Whoops. Hold on. Let me go back to the Discord so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Oh yeah, that's a much better clip. So it's got that same thing on the clip side too, the little milled off area. Thank you, Ed. See you later, Ron Crow. I've got a Canon 7D TC blades. It's not a bad camera. Of course, I've got some really nice lenses that an ex-girlfriend bought me that were like $1,000 each. So that helps. You got to have the nifty 50. It's my favorite lens, a 50 millimeter, 1.2. Here's another another Discord video. I guess he popped up. Oh yeah, super cool knife. Easy to activate. Good action. Yeah, I know, TC Blaze. I was just messing with you. I knew it was a joke. I've got a Nikon. What is it? The first mirrorless they came out with, is it a Z1? I've got it in a bag in here too. It's the good. They made a cheaper version and a nicer version of it, and I got the nicer version. I think it's a Z1. Is that the first mirrorless that Nikon made? Whatever it was, I think that's what I got. On my actual personal YouTube page, I've got a night shot that I tested with it. See if I can find that. I'll show you a night video I shot. Is it a 1v1? I don't remember. Hold on. I think it's a V1. 1v1 maybe. Videos. Bunch of classic Clans crap. Yeah, Nikon 1v1. This is a stupid video I tested. Dang it, where am I? It was a night test. When I used to work at it was a long time ago. I was trying to see what it looked like. Yeah, 1v1. I don't know why I shot this video. It's kind of a random video. Weird. Nikon 1v1 night test. Huh. All right, back to back to the drops. Montana Knife Company. Stockyard. That's a better version of those steak knife looking ones. Looks like it's a little bigger. I kind of like the way that looks. The Rancher's Right Hand. What are we looking at? Magna Cut. G10. That's gray G10. Huh. Like the way they textured it to kind of look like, oh yeah, you can see in the middle there, the patterning. It was a hotel, not a motel, gaming sandals. That was like, heck, that video is probably 10 years old. I can tell you. It's 13 years ago, that video was. I was bored walking around the hotel I was working at, It was a Howard Johnson's. Most people don't know the difference between a motel and a hotel. Uh, the way I always tell people to remember it is motel starts with a M and it has motor in it, and hotel starts with a H. So hotel means hallway. So if you work at a place that has hallway entrances, it's a hotel. And if you work at a place where you pull your car right up to the door, it's a motel. People usually don't know the difference between the two, but hotels are always nicer because motels are always where you pull your car up to the door. And motels are a lot more dangerous for like single traveler, female travelers. I've been in the hospitality industry for 25 years, so anyway, everybody outside can see what room you go to if you stay at a motel. So it's kind of dangerous for women. Whereas at a hotel, if you go inside and go to a hallway, then somebody watching can't really see where you go to. Weird things to think about. Yeah, a lot of people don't know the difference between a motel and a hotel. But hotel, hallway, H is how I always remember it. Motel, motor car, pull your car up to the door. So overall, I mean, that's pretty much, there's a few exceptions, but yeah, our maintenance guys make good money gaming sandals. Hotel maintenance guys, uh, yeah, they make good money, and it's pretty much it's easy work. I've managed hotels. I'm the night manager now of the one I'm at. I like the hospitality industry. It's pretty cool. You get to meet people from all around the country. I hooked up and made a super good plug back in the day from Cali during Bonnaroo. We have a music festival here called Bonnaroo. It's one of the biggest in the country. And he came and stayed. He said something to me at the counter one night about, I wish I could get something here as good as I can out where I'm from in California. And he was like, and I was like, who says you can't? Like, so I ended up hooking him up, and he ended up hooking me up in the long run. But I've experienced lots of things at hotels, like gaming sandals. No, that was a hotel, not a motel. It had an exterior door that went down into the hall, but uh, that was a Howard Johnson hotel. I mean, it wasn't the best of places, but you can see this is just the entrance. But over here, let me see. I can't. Yeah, around that corner you would have seen the main door, but we had a restaurant attached to it too. Anyway, um, it was like it was a mid-tier place. It was a Howard Johnson's, and then they bought out and started their own franchise, and it's called a Select Inn. Uh, and in fact, uh, here it is. So you can see there's balconies uh, and hallways. I don't know. I guess y'all can see that. I don't know why these pictures aren't letting me scroll. Yeah, there's the front of it up there. It goes back around. There's a Mexican restaurant attached to it too. Trying to see, but you can see there's balconies in the pool, in the hallways. Yeah, there's the hallways. I wouldn't lie to you. Weird seeing this stuff. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm in one of these pictures, like, or I took one of these pictures. I used to be in charge of their website and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it wasn't a bad place. There you go. You see, we bought a bunch of furniture from this guy. I had some wild times in that hotel. Pool was nice, not bad. There's a jacuzzi room. I've done some wild things in that room. Yeah, I've got some videos I could show you all of that room, but I couldn't show them on YouTube. All right, back to the drop point. Getting off topic. Yeah, I'm really liking the Ballman knives too. So we need to look Primitive Wicket, Stockyard, Dauntless, the Cliff. What is this? The Clift. Oh, it's a nice knife. Wait, it changed color. That's a serious knife right there. How big is it? 7-inch blade. Yep. That is a beast of a knife. Let's see what else we got. Bald Man Thicker Clipper. $52. Why did it say $52 when it's $250? Yeah, I'm liking Baldman's. Oh, the Tanto is $52. Boker knives. Oh, production. Nice. So he got Boker to make him some. 2.14 inch. It's a cool little knife for $52. Wow. Quality control on the end of that micarta, not the greatest. Kind of rough. It's got the nice, yeah, a lot of places are, I mean, a lot of people are doing those clips now. See Boker's doing it too. Yeah, that's a cool price on that knife. All right, Bradford Guardian 3.5. Another super cool knife. A lot of people talk about that Guardian and Bradford knives in general. I like the price of it. $229 is a great price. I think he's another one that I would like to support, being a USA maker. Got a neck knife and everything. Got a lot of versions of this knife, I guess. There's the Warney. He doesn't have many pictures of it. I wouldn't be surprised if one of y'all has one of these. A lot of people have. There's a Guardian 6. Ah, I got more pictures in here. Yeah, that's a big boy. All right. Multiple Customs, Warlander again. Seen that every week. There's some that just keep popping up every week. Night Watch Knives, Mule, and Magna Cut. Joe Ledger's signature model. Huh, what's up with the serration? Hand cut serrations. Thumb jimping on spine. War wash blade finish. Red liners. Yeah, that's a cool knife too. I bet those serrations pretty sharp. Tapered tang. Hollow grind. Y'all like the look of that one? Let me do the old inspect trick and find that picture. Trying to find that picture. Should be right in there somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Where? URL modified. There it is. I bet I could put that up there. Whoops. Oh well. I was trying to get the image to go big. Found it, but oh well. I won't take the time. Yeah, that's a cool knife. Yeah, I'm not a fan of serrations either, normally. Those hand cut ones kind of intrigue me a little bit, but all right. Ranger made knife and tool Frago. I think we saw that last week, yeah. Seen it the last couple of weeks. Ben Siegel kitchen Gyoito chef knife. Whoa, what's going on with that? What are we looking at? Blade grind. Kind of wild. Not in the market for a kitchen knife at the moment. TC just uploaded a picture to the jimping ain't easy. Oh, did you just put that in with the file? Good job. Let me show y'all what TC's working on. Putting some jimping on his knife. What kind of file did you get to do that? Yeah, I was thinking about doing it with my... I really want to get a mill. I need to build my own little CNC mill. What's the name of those files? Can't think. Cross-check file? Yeah, that sounds... Checkering file, yeah. Good call, Pete. Pete popped in off a meeting. Yeah, I need to add some jimping. See, I really need to do that. That's what I need to get for my shaman. Because I really want to fix my shaman. Like I told y'all. See if I can grab it. Where is it? It's got to be right here. Yeah. See, a prime example of what I want to do. Where I took the nipple off of my shaman, I want to continue that jimping right there. And I left enough meat in there to do it. but I want to finish it off because then it would match the other side. Come on, focus. It would come down to the right there, the same point. So I want to do that once you remove. TC, have you removed any off of your shamans yet? Was that what you're working on? I didn't even pay attention what the knife was. But you said you were going to take that nipple off of your shaman so it doesn't hit your finger when you close it. I wonder if you've done that yet. Well, I guess we made it through another week of the drop point. Let's see if I had any other notes wanted to go over. Oh yeah, a couple more things. Somebody yesterday mentioned they wanted to get a Breitling watch. I got a new Mission to Mercury swatch yesterday, and it came with the band, the swatch band, and I swapped it out because I didn't like how the band sat on my wrist. So the one that came with it, let me show you. So I've got all kinds of watch bands and bezels for my Galaxy watch, leather ones. Oh, here it is. All kinds of pattern ones. Some nice leather ones. And they happen to fit this watch, but it came with this one, which is what these swatches come with. And it's got this big Velcro place. So it's got this tab, and it goes on like this, and this kind of sticks out, and I didn't like how it looked. So even though it is the official Omega Speedmaster Mission to Mercury Swatch Omega whatever band, I like this one better. And it's got the little Mercury thing on the back. Mission to Mercury. But yeah, I forgot who asked about the Breitling, but I found some last night for cheap, and my trusted dealer has some, but then I found one for even cheaper. I figured we would talk about, if I do talk about watches, it'll be at the end. But I found this one. Forgot who was asking about that. But you can get these, it's a bad photo, but you can get this one for $50. And I want to try to find this one. This is the Super Ocean that they make. I haven't found it yet. I've got my dealer guy. He hasn't responded yet. And then this is the same model, Super Ocean. But yeah, and I can get these from my dealer guy that are nicer quality for like $95. There's a blue one and a gold one. I forgot who asked about the Breitling, but yeah, my trusted dealer has these for $95. And I know you were talking about you couldn't afford one, a real one, but if you do decide to get yeah, I don't know why people don't like the unnamed. Like, a lot of people hate on this knife. I love this thing. And like I said, it makes a great, like, thunk. don't know if y'all can hear that, but yeah, it makes a great noise. The noise is a lot of it, you know. 20 per inch or less. Yeah, I'm wondering what dot per inch. He just uploaded another picture here. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, that is a shaman, huh? Well, there you go. So there's before. There's after. And that's on a black blade one, so it shows up. Yeah, cool. Thank you, TC. No, that's not a real shaman. That's a clone. He's testing on the clones uh, before he does it on a real one, I guess. Clones are great to test mods on. I'll just go straight in and do it on mine. I'll just put it in a vise, set up some kind of guide, and Biku on the binge for $6.75. Y'all want to go browse Blade Binge for a minute before we end? Let's see. Not Blade HQ. Blade Binge. B-I-H-U. Is it not 2Ks? B-I-K-K-H-U is what you typed. Is that not right? Spelling is not correct, evidently. What are we looking for? Gaming Sandals, have a great Friday, buddy. I'm going to be ending soon anyway. B-I-K-K-H-U is not coming up. Oh. I thought they even came up if you typed it right, even if they're sold, though. You sure that's the correct spelling? I mean, I believe you and all, but... Oh, 110 for the Thresher. There's a Rask for 800. There's the F5.5 with our favorite pattern. 250. Yep, there's our pattern. There's the link to it. Yep, you spelled it right. It's just not popping up in the search. Maybe you got to do like sold or something. Pretty sick grind. That's a smaller knife, huh? I wonder if wonder why you can't search for stuff that's sold, but you can find them. That's weird because you can do like a Google search and they'll come up sometimes. Yeah, see? That's weird that the search in Google will find them on Blade Binge, but the Blade Binge search won't. That's stupid. It's another site that needs to be redone, in my opinion. Blade Binge needs to be, they need to pay somebody to do it and have it redone to where it's way more streamlined and effective. For the example I just showed, you know, you can type in Google that knife and find this listing no longer available, but you can't type those same words in the search box up here and find it. No, TC Blades, that has nothing to do with cache pages because this is on the Blade Binge site. It's taking you to the Blade Binge site, just like the link he just posted took us to the Blade Binge site too. This isn't a Google page. This is the Blade Binge page. You can see at the top. Just like the link he just posted, you can't search and find it, but you can click that link that he just gave us and go to it. It's shitty website is what it is. Because it's taking us to the Blade Binge page. It's not taking you to the, I'm not looking at the cache. You can click this button right here and go there, I think. Somewhere. You used to be able to look at the page that they had. But this takes you to the actual site. Weird. I don't know why they do that. Do y'all just, I know some, I've seen some live streamers just sit there and browse Blade Binge, like scrolling through and seeing what they got to offer for the day. I don't know. I usually get myself set on a knife that I want and I just go look for it. I don't really like run across knives that I'm not looking for at the moment. I pretty much get stuck on one until I find it and then I move on to the next one. But that being said, you'll see some knives that you wouldn't normally see by just scrolling through. Like that one, for example. The Trisect, I don't know that I would have seen it otherwise. Yeah, you will run across knives you don't know that you want. So that's always a plus, I guess. There's a Curtis F3 medium warranty, 525. We just saw it. Let's see. What else looks interesting? That Rockwall tactile, that's a cool knife. I believe somebody here has one of those. There's a mini Griptilian. There's a Mito. We've dealt with all the Cairo, Mito, Zyro, Tyro. Yeah, that's the Spy Mito, but not. It's just the Mito version. There's the Kiyomi in carbon fiber that I showed a couple of days ago. My titanium one. There's the Exciton that I showed. There's the Corgi. There's that Rife Tule. 125. That's not a bad price on it. That one's the integral. It's kind of weird. G10 or whatever. Boker Plus. Factor. Giant Mouse Ace Biblio XL. I got one of those. Check who? Yunkovsky. Yes, sir. If I can spell it. Uncov Sky. Uncov Sky. Uncov Sky. Uncov Sky. I guess that's not it. You don't have a link for me? Uncov Sky. All right. Uncov Sky Knives Instagram. There we go. And how do I know if they're new? Because I've never been here, so they're all new. $154 CM for the Bulldog. Saber 7, I think I already got it. Thank you, though. I think I'm at the right place. Right? Maybe. Guess we can click your link and see if it takes us to the same place. Yep, same place. Some pretty wild. There's a teddy bear. Never heard of this guy. Oh, that reminds me, transparent knives. Did you see any new ones? I don't know what's new and what's not. He had a really cool article video the other day talking about centering on a knife. That was really cool. I think it's this one right here. I want y'all to listen to this. And I think this is the problem with a few of the newer clones like the Transient. The reason that the action isn't perfect on it is because of the same reason that the action wasn't perfect on this knife. And it's because of the backspacers.
What's up? I'm going to do the giveaway drawing in a little bit. I want to share something interesting. So I've become sort of a Benchmade doctor in a sense, in just diagnosing issues with handles and stuff like that. Here's an interesting one. So here we have a Benchmade 940, right, with my reblade in it, and the customer was having an issue. Not the customer's fault, but the customer was having an issue where the action was a bit stiff, and he couldn't. If he tightened it enough that there was no blade, then it wouldn't be smooth like this. And if he had it loose, obviously there would be blade. Now, having worked with so many different 940s up to this point, I could sort of identify the issue just by looking at it. And the interesting thing in this case is that it's one of these issues that you might not hear about often, but happens pretty frequently actually. And that is that these are his stock standoff barrels. They're too short. What I mean by that is the length of the standoff barrels is too short. It should be, let's say it should be this long, instead it was this long, okay? And so what that does is, imagine your standoff barrels are too short, then it's gonna squeeze in here, right? It's gonna squeeze in here when you tighten the screws down. That's gonna make it so that your area at the washer interface is no longer flat and level and parallel. And so what I did is, all I did was replace the two standoffs it came with some normal proper length standoffs. These are also stock OEM factory 940s. And now you can see the action is great, no problems. So these are just some of the things I do as like someone who works with a lot of handles that I don't make myself. I'm obviously, I just make the blade, and then I have to figure out if people have an issue with fitment. I have to be the one to, figure out, is it a problem with the blade or is it a problem with the handle? Now, I'm pretty confident in my handle process right now. They all come out really consistent. I use wire EDM for precision. I, check every single blade in like a proper, this is like my perfect handle, you could say. Like I check like the flatness, all the measurements. So this is like a perfect handle. This is what I use as my metric for like, is the blade good to go? And if it fits this handle, then I'm fairly certain all the specs are correct, all the tolerances and clearances are correct. And then if I get another customer's handle, then I simply just compare their parts to this perfect handle, and then I can identify. So for example, I measured the stock standoffs here, and I was like, oh, they're short. So then I just put in new standoffs, and now everything works as it should. So that's just something interesting.
So that was something I learned, and I think that's why the transient is the way it is because I think that the backspacer or spacers make it go at an angle. And that's why the action isn't as great on it as it is on some. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Anybody that's gotten one of those knives will understand it's got the same caged ceramic bearings that a few other knives have, but the action on it is stiff. And I think it's because it's making that angle like he was talking about, and it's not totally parallel. So I think that's why the action, and why I think that's why when I say the tolerances on like a lot of green thorns are so good and the action is so good, it's because he's got the scales to where they're perfectly parallel the whole way down, instead of tightening up. So another millimeter on this backspacer could fix this whole problem, and it could make this knife drop shut, in my opinion. And it's for the same reason that the guy just mentioned from the spacers. So I thought that was something cool to learn. And I'm the type of guy, I try to learn something every day. So I try to watch enough stuff that I at least learn something every day. But these knives have the same bearings in them that well, I don't have them, but the mass cast precision ones had in them, and those things are just super drop shut. So I knew there had to be a reason besides the bearings that it's not closing correctly, and it's because the scales are putting pressure on the blade because they're smaller at this end than at this end, and the tolerances aren't exact. And I could test that by taking this backspacer and maybe putting a little washer in between the screws. I don't think I have any washers thin enough, but Maybe I could even take, like, if I had some of those Teflon ones, I could put one of those in there and see if that made it drop shut. Because it's just squeezing on the blade here because this end is getting smaller, so they're coming together, so it's putting pressure on that blade. And that's why a lot of action, and that's why tolerances matter and precision matters. And when you're dealing with stuff like this that was made in China, you know, they don't understand, I guess, what we want. We want it drop shut, or we at least want it to be like other knives with the same bearings. But yeah, that was just something I learned from watching his video. And if you noticed in that video, he mentioned that both of those were OEM spacers, but one was bigger than the other. So that's kind of crazy too, that Benchmade has two different linked OEM ones. Hello, Dwayne, by the way. You popped in on the middle of me watching a video, Transparent Knives, Reblades, talking about blade action and how he fixes it. But these knives right here have the exact same bearings. And you can see, hold on, I'll show you. If I can find them. I always have trouble finding them. I think I put them up here in the front. Yeah. So both of these have the same exact bearings, but the tolerances are better on this one, and this one just drops shut. You don't have to shake it. Just give it a little bit, and the blade just pulls it down. So tolerances matter. This is the other version of the transient, and it's the same way. Like, you have to shake it quite a bit. So, yeah, what's happening is it's getting narrower down here, and so it's pinching the front of this blade as it's trying to close and not letting it just drop. Whereas this one, they spaced the back spacer correctly. And it would be better for it to be too wide down here, because then it's not going to pinch the blade. It's going to have slack in the blade. So this one might not be perfect tolerances, but it's at least wider down here than it is up here. So if you understand what I just said, then if it was wider down here, then it's not going to pinch the blade. But if it's shorter down here, it will pinch the blade, because this will be making a triangle, and it'll be putting pressure on this front side of the inside of this blade as it's closing. But you can see this one just wants to close with nothing. I mean, you have to, you know, it just wants to close with the weight of the blade. You don't have to shake it to death. So since I'm so stupid, that was just an observation I made by watching his video. And it made me think of these knives, because I wanted this knife to be better. I wanted it to be the action like these are. And so I'm going to try something to put more space in here and see if it fixes it. And see if my hypothesis is correct. Because you got to really shake. And that's both of them. I mean, you just saw standoffs can cause blade play. I would say if you tighten your pivot, you shouldn't have blade play. But a lot of people on to those. I don't know why we just lost connection, but we did. Oh, good job, Sever7. I don't know why we lost connection, but we just disconnected for a second. Sorry. That's awesome, Sever7. I'm glad you took it apart and fixed it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it disconnected for a second. Could have been my internet. I mean, I guess it was. All right, drummer. We'll see you later. I'm about to end it anyway. Yeah, that ambient is cool. Sever 7. All right. I think I'm back now, maybe. I don't know what happened, guys. For as many streams as I've done, I've had way few technical difficulties, but this is one of the times where I did. Makes me mad, but what can you do? Get over it, I guess. I think we're back and on all cylinders right now for the moment. If you can hear me or if I'm back, then let me know. PJ Crazy. I think I fixed it, but I'm not positive. I started talking about this knife and how they fixed this back thing, and then I lost all signal. But I think we're back now. It looks like we're back. I don't know. I think my internet went out for like a few minutes. It was making some crazy noises. My computer was dropping everything. Yeah, I don't know what was up. But it seems to be working at the moment, so. Anyway. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Friday. Remember, clones are life. If you need me, hit me up in my email. I'm going to be posting quite a few knives for sale here in the future. Ed, fixing to hit you up in a little while if you're still around. And talk about those knives. I got to find a couple of boxes for some knives that I sold. And I got to do that really quick. And then I'll take care of messaging you if you're still awake. Otherwise, I'll catch you later on this afternoon. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow morning. Had a good day today. We had a good day today. We will be back tomorrow as usual. At least it didn't happen until the end of the stream. So that's always a plus. And like I said, I haven't had many technical issues throughout these 78 days, so I feel kind of appreciative for that, for sure. All right, guys. Put some knives up. Get some knives in the mail. And we'll be back tomorrow to do the same thing again. I can't see any chat, but maybe the chat's back. It shows I've got users. So maybe people are seeing, maybe they're not. I don't know. It was at the end of the stream anyway, so let me go check and see if we even have if I'm still streaming. Is it still showing me live? Yeah, it still shows me live. Yeah, seems to be back up, so we're all good. At least I know with OBS I can totally disconnect everything and reconnect and be back. So I needed this to happen really so I could test some stuff. PJ Crazy, yo. come back in the morning a little earlier and we'll be here. Probably going to do a little bit of modifying some knives tomorrow. I've got a hankering for that. If you know what hankering means. Anyway, I'm going to leave. Y'all have a good one.